Welcome to BadgerBeat.com. Time to grade the Badgers' victory over Purdue, and joining us, Tom Oates of the Wisconsin State Journal. Oatesy, let's start with the offense. A pretty solid showing with the ground game again, but you give the offense some lower marks in overall performance.
Well, a lot of yards, a lot of rushing yards. The three-headed tailback is really a sight to behold. Really playing well. I thought the blocking today was outstanding for the run. That includes linemen, tight ends, wide receivers, fullback. I thought the blocking was just phenomenal. There were a lot of nice holes, and certainly those three backs know what to do when they see a hole. Joel Stave in the passing game, again, were inconsistent. Made some nice plays, made some nice throws, made some nice catches, but missed some opportunities. And I just think going forward in Big Ten play, the passing game just has to get sharpened up.
So a B for the offense. The defense, though, once again, looks strong throughout. An A-. Your thoughts on how that unit performed today against the Boilermakers?
Well, you give up less than 200 yards. You completely shut down the running game. You get good heat on the quarterback, especially I thought on money downs, on third and longs and things like that to get off the field. They got really good heat. There was some creative pass rushing going on from the coaching standpoint, and then there was just some good hard work. You got a couple of nose tackles who got in on sacks today, which is commendable and quite rare actually. So I thought all in all the defense just took Purdue out of what it wanted to do. There was one long touchdown drive, and even Purdue's touchdown came on a broken play when the Badgers appeared to have the play that should have been run covered, which I think was a jet sweep, and didn't get the handoff, so the quarterback ran it the other way, and the Badgers were just out of position. A key stretch, I thought, was when Stave threw an interception on the next series, and Purdue got all the way to the 5-yard line, and the Badgers held for a field goal. I thought that was a real turning point in the game.
Oatesy, the special teams, always an issue here with the Badgers. You give them a B today. Anything stand out for the positive, and what knocks them down a grade?
Well, I didn't mention it in the newspaper, but Drew Meyer's a heck of a punter, and that was a real punting duel going on there, because Purdue's punter was very good too. I think it was nice to see Kyle French knock in a couple of field goals from the approximate length. He would have maybe had a field goal there in Arizona State. French's kickoffs and the kick coverage were poor early. They went to Endicott, who had, seeing his first action, he kicked off better. The coverage got better. So it's nice to see when you can fix something in the middle of the game. Kenzel Doe was not in uniform today, so they had to cover for him on the various kick and punt return things. Aberderis, he just milked those punt returns for every ounce, every inch he could get. I think he's just really good at that. They don't use him there because he's all the time, because he's such a vital part of the offense, but he's just really good at it. I thought Kyle Zuliger ran pretty hard on those kickoff returns.
Overall, our coaching, an A-. Not a lot of adjustments that Gary Anderson had to make, but I guess the biggest adjustment, Oatesy, came from last week to this week. The disappointment of the game at Arizona State in getting the team ready to play today.
Yeah, I just liked the way he handled it all week. I liked the way he handled it post-game, staying composed when he had a frustrated, angry team. I liked the way he channeled the team's anger all week into practice, into some apparently good practices. I liked the way he sent the team out on the field mad today. You can do that with a veteran team because they don't cross the line. I just think you have to commend them for the way this team performed today. And I think the other thing I mentioned in there was probably some of the creative blitzing that Dave Aranda did. We didn't see it the first couple of weeks because he kind of kept it under wraps, and we didn't see it a lot against Arizona State, because they ran such a quick passing game that the pass rush almost never got home. But there were some nice creative blitzes in there that got home and caused Henry to really throw the ball away a lot, more than most quarterbacks.
And overall, a B+ in this team now moving forward to Ohio State. A good solid mark today, but the grading curve will be a little bit steeper next week.
Yeah, I think Purdue is not one of the better Big Ten teams. It's a Darrell Hazel's first year as coach. He's rebuilding. The Boilermakers have fallen off. And I think you have to understand that, but they're still a Big Ten team. Wisconsin played very well, took care of business, came out angry, and physically dominated this team. Next week is the real test. Ohio State is it. It's the premier program in the conference right now, I think, in terms of talent. And it's the warm-ups are over, but Wisconsin certainly did what they had to do coming back from what was a devastating loss out in the desert.
That's Tom Oates. Those are his grades for the Badgers' big win over Purdue here on badgerbeat.com.